Well, you may remember from the previous video that we had constructed a polyline through this area here, through this entrance, in order to hatch it with a flagstone pattern. Let's imagine now that we want to extend that area through here. Now the hatching and the polyline live together, so if we can extend the polyline over that area, then the hatching should follow with us. So let's do that. But you will notice that if I click on this handle and move it, and I want to go perpendicular, so now I'm working with single osnaps, we're a little stuck. We need another vertex. So I can right click directly over that vertex and say insert another one. Now I can move that one to the end point of the building there, and I'll need another vertex, so I insert that one and we'll move that to the end point. So you can see I'm using single osnaps to do this. One further insertion of a vertex and move that one to an end point there, and we're now done. So the paving now runs through right up to the front door of that entrance. So I'll unselect all. Another thing I notice is that the portico, the pillars that indicate a portico here, have not been given any colour. If I select the rectangles that demonstrate or show the portico, there are 4 rectangles. I could set a colour to those. Let's take, and in order to pick a suitable colour, I'll say select a colour, pick true colour, just pick it from the colour wall, and we'll have a sort of sandy colour and do that, and then we'll say we're going to fill them and unselect all. So now the portico shows, but it doesn't show as well as I want. There's no outlining for it. So let's pick those shapes once more, and I wanted to use this to demonstrate that you can get an outlining through there by saying these shapes have a border. Yes, you might well have to change that from no to yes, but then pick a border colour, and you'll clearly want some sort of dark colour. I traditionally will pick 251. I don't want it quite as intense as the dark black, and then unselect all. So now we have our portico reasonably well defined. The other thing that I notice is if we pick here, these plant symbols in this design have been tagged to an entry in the plant database file. So this is one of my favourites, Acacia cognata. Common name is mini cog, and in this case the code that's been used is A lowercase, uppercase A, lowercase c, M and then G. It's a unique code used in this designer's plant database file. And you might argue, well I'd argue that's a little bit too dark, that symbol, mini cog. We could do with some lightening up. So if we find the situation, pick a block such as this, just pick a colour. That's a solid colour. You could simply change its colour in the same way that we did before. Pick the true colour, go into the green and just pick a somewhat darker green, but not as intense as we had before. And for my mind, that lightens things up and shows the arrow indicating that particular plant species quite nicely. So the plants have been tagged, and the plant schedule can be generated from that, and so I'm relatively happy now with that front entrance. There'd be nothing wrong with applying a colour to that polyline, but I hope that helps just with a couple of little tricks, and certainly being able to add vertices to a polyline and then place them accurately using snaps is a really good trick.